Hello, Professor. Since we have a final coming up, I just wanted to make sure I have an understanding of the material. I mean, I already know everything, but I just want to make sure. So can you tell me what are running records?
Sure, I am sure you know the material. How could you not? If my memory is correct, you have been to as many as one class. But anyways, let's make this quick. I am a busy man and I'm very important. I have many leather-bound books and my apartment smells of rich mahogany. Anyways, running records are a way for teachers to evaluate where a student is at.
Why do teachers take running records?
Because it is fun to listen to little kids stumble through a book so easy an infant could read it. Or maybe, just maybe, it is to pinpoint what their students are strong and weak at.
Do you think this is useful in the classroom?
No, I spent an entire class on running records because I felt like hearing myself babble on for about an hour. Yes, it is useful. It helps the teacher determine what to plan their lessons around and what reading materials to assign to their students.
Tell me about the 5 pillars. What are they?
Are you serious? This was one of the first things you learned in my class. I am starting to think no wait, yes, I hate your face. The 5 pillars are phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and comprehension. Are we done here?
So how do you teach fluency?
I will slap you. When you are teaching fluency, you want to teach the students to read with expression, phrasing, and pauses to show meaning. Seriously, have you learned anything in my class?
How do you teach comprehension?
You suck. It is Thursday. I want to go home. But now I feel like stopping by the closest pub from here. My God, comprehension is basically all of the pillars coming together. But one way you can teach comprehension is by having the students recall and explain certain aspects of the reading materials.
Now I have heard things about a gender gap. What is the gender gap?
I have heard things about how much of an idiot you are. I said that cannot possibly be true. I stand corrected. I can tell you did not listen to a single word I said all semester. The gender gap is basically the differences in what boys and girls find interesting. Sadly, since most teachers are females, usually the material goes and only interests the girls in the classroom.
How do you bridge the gender gap?
You start by opening your hand and smacking yourself repeatedly in the face, or you can bridge the gap by choosing reading materials that interest both the boys and girls students.
And what are some strategies you can use to bridge the gender gap?
One strategy you can use is creating a competition to help pique the boys' interest in the material. Please, if you don't leave soon, I might stab you in the neck. With a pen. Not just any pen. A $100 gold fountain pen I have here in my pocket. Do you want to see it?
Sure. What about multisensory learning?
Why do you hate me? Multisensory learning. Multisensory learning is when you combine a specific learning style, like visual learners for example, with one of the 5 pillars.
Why should we as teachers use multisensory lessons?
You are already calling yourself a teacher. Really? Please don't. I highly doubt you make it out of my sight alive at this point, let alone make it out of the College of Education. Whenever you integrate multisensory learning into your lesson, it can only strengthen your lesson and generate more actively engaged students.
Can you explain an example of a multisensory lesson?
I could take my shoe off and literally beat you with it. Okay, let's say you are doing a visual comprehension lessons. You can have your students trace the letters with their finger as they read them. Another idea is to use picture cards in your lesson.
Okay, can you please tell me what writing workshops are?
It is when your students choose their own topics they wish to write about. They then write, revise, edit and publish their writings.
Why should we use writing workshops?
You want to use writing workshops in your classroom because it allows your students to get to see themselves as real authors.
What are the stages of a workshop?
There are 4 stages to a writing workshop. They are writing, revising, editing, and publishing. During this process, the teacher should be having conferences with the students to help coach them through the process.
Now can you tell me about?
No. No. Dear God, no. I must stop you now. I tried to just give in to basically teaching you the cliff notes of an entire semester, but I cannot go on any longer. My ears are literally bleeding and my soul hurts. There is not enough scotch in the world to console me tonight. Please just leave. I will give you a C- on the exam if you just promise to never come back.
So,
I will kill you. Get out.